Now, South Korea says North Korea has launched a barrage of suspected ballistic missiles into its eastern sea. The 10 objects landed in the sea after travelling for about 350 kilometres. South Korea is accusing Pyongyang of provocation. On Wednesday, North Korea sent hundreds of balloons carrying waste into the south. Let's go to Rob McBride, who joins us live from Seoul. And Rob, North Korea has been chasing new strategic weapons for some time now. What more can you tell us about this latest launch?
Yeah, this was detected just after first light on Thursday morning, coming from the Sunan area, which is just outside the capital, Pyongyang. It's from where a lot of their missile and weapons testing originates. The authorities said that they detected a total of 10 presumably short-range ballistic missiles flying eastwards and landing in the sea off the east coast of the peninsula. Now, given the relatively large number of projectiles, there is a lot of speculation that this could well have been what they call a super large caliber or large bore rocket artillery system, the kind of system that uses multiple launchers for their launch. It's the kind of system that North Korea has been actively testing of late. But even so, regardless of exactly what nature this weapon system was, the fact that it flew 350 kilometers is of concern here in South Korea, because as the South Koreans point out, that puts pretty much the whole of the southern part of the peninsula within range. So it has been condemned by both South Korea and also the US as a provocative act.
And Rob, this comes, of course, not long after regional powers China, South Korea and Japan held that all-important trilateral summit. How do they see this saber-rattling?
That's right. I mean, they did at that trilateral summit a talk about declaring the whole of the Korean Peninsula a nuclear-free zone. Now, it does seem as though this has raised the tension levels here. North Korea is not happy about this trilateral summit having taken place. They marked their annoyance, it seems, by attempting to launch a spy satellite that failed. In retaliation, the South Koreans then held air drills. And the latest tit for tat we have seen is the launch of these hundreds of balloons from North Korea. Now, the authorities here in South Korea have for the last day and a half been trying to gather up these balloons, and they reckon around 260 so far have landed across South Korea, carrying all sorts of waste, garbage, and also what they're describing as fertilizer, without saying exactly whether that might be organic in nature, but certainly not very pleasant. So this does seem to be the North's response to similar balloons, propaganda balloons being flown by North Korean defectors living here in South Korea northwards, which always angers North Korea, but the authorities can't do very much about in the south, because these groups say this is merely their freedom of expression. And interestingly, the North has used the same argument now against the south, with Kim Jong, that's the influential sister of North Korea's leader, saying these balloons are merely the people of North Korea using their right of free expression, and the south can do nothing to prevent it.
All right, Rob McBride in Seoul, thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.